Hello viewers, I'm SB, and this is Enter the Gungeon. This game came out about 2 years ago, and when it did, I played it a ton, but I didn't put any of it on the channel because, well, I had a different idea of what I was doing with the channel then. I'm not going to get into a big thing about the philosophy of Let's Playing or my mission statement, but suffice it to say, my ideas have changed a little bit. This thing just had a big, huge update a couple hours ago, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to show it off, because I think this game is awesome. Like, really, really great. And last thing before we get started here, in celebration of their big update, they are having a 50% off sale on Steam, which means they are $7.50. If this video interests you at all, this game is extremely worth your $7.50. Anyway, let's get into it. So these are our 4 characters, the Marine, the Pilot, the Convict, and the Hunter. We're going to be playing as the Marine today, and we'll explain why when we get to the items. But for now, the basic idea here, this is one of my favorite premises in, like, all of video games. Honestly, maybe in all narrative works of any kind. The idea here is that each of the 4 characters have some kind of thing that they did in the past that they regret. Something that's really tearing them up. They're having a hard time living with it. And so, they have come to this place, the Gungeon, because it is said to contain a mystical treasure. Somewhere deep within its bowels, there is a gun that can kill the past. Each of them is seeking a magic gun that they can use to shoot the abstract concept of their regrets. That is such a good idea. You know, it's creative, it's silly, a lot of the writing in this game is of that tone, and there's a lot of, like, homages to great action movies and stuff. It's just a very clever game. It's a lot more clever than it needs to be, given how good the gameplay is. Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess, here to change the past, right? Well, you're not the first. There's no salvation here. I was like you once, came to change the past. And now, I have no future. Yeah, thanks, that's very not unsettling. So this is the tutorial area. We could have just skipped straight into the Gungeon, especially since I, like, already know how to play the game, but there's a secret in here I want to unlock, plus this will be a good way to showcase the mechanics. Wayward soul, approach me and press E to speak. For it is I, Sir Manual. Get it? Get it? Because it's the tutorial and he's the manual. Heed my words, and I shall show you how to survive this accursed labyrinth. Continue through the door to begin your tutelage. Onward to greatness! Yeah, it's been like 18 months since I played this game at all. We'll see if we can get to greatness. I will accept okayness. So we can interact with items in the environment. You can kick explosive barrels at guys and then shoot them to blow them up. You can flip over tables to use as cover, and if there's stuff on the table, it'll fly off dramatically. There's all kinds of stuff around the rooms that gets, like, smashed up as you fight. So at the end of every gunfight, the room is it's completely trashed. And there's so much care put into the graphics, every little detail. Like, the way the books fly off the tables is so cool. You can tell they put a lot of love into this game. And now we're going to learn one of our most important lessons. Apparently the most important lesson. You can dodge roll by pressing right-click in a direction. You are invulnerable to gunfire during the first half of the dodge roll, but vulnerable again when you hit the ground. This means you can dodge through bullets and other hazards. It requires precise timing. It's not that precise. This is definitely more action-y than a lot of other roguelites, but it's not like Toho or anything. When you give the word, I'll open the barrier. Use the dodge roll to reach the right side of the room without perishing. I think that's how they wanted me to read that. That's what that word looked like to me. Wait until the last second, then press right-click to begin the roll. Yeah, I'm ready. This is not my first rodeo, dude. Open the gate. There, see? Easy. The room is less two-dimensional than it looks. Thanks. You know, I did do a great job. I deserve praise. An impasse. Use your dodge roll to jump over that pit, like so. We are going to be doing a lot of dodge rolling over the course of this game. The door is open. I'm just going to ignore the rest of what he said because it was unnecessary. The dodge roll is the first and best way to avoid dying in a gunfight. I don't necessarily agree with that. Shooting all the enemies to death is the best way to avoid dying in a gunfight. Sometimes, though, the number of bullets can be overwhelming. For instance, there's no dodging through that, but there is a way to clear the path. These are called blanks. Using one will delete all enemy projectiles in a room and stop enemies from shooting for a short period. They will also push nearby enemies away. great if you need a second to reposition. It's basically like a panic button. The blank universally solves almost all problems. They are super powerful. Pick them up by walking over to them. Alright, just completely missed it. That's a good start. Let's hope that that wasn't an omen. Use them by pressing the Q button. Use a blank to clear the way of bullets, then quickly make it through the gap. Yeah, so as you can see, not only does it delete the bullets, like he says, it stops the enemies from firing for a couple of seconds. Excellent. Blanks refill every floor, so use them when you need to. They can also be found throughout the Gungeon, but I wouldn't rely on that. Onward! Yeah, so at the beginning of each new floor, if we have fewer than 2 blanks, we'll be refreshed up to 2. You got the basics, soldier. I suppose you've earned a reward. A gun befitting your stature and experience. Oh, you know, one of these. A pea shooter. Baby's first gun. You'll need something to shoot. One of the Gungeon's natural inhabitants. Cruel, savage, and bloodthirsty. It's a bullet. It's a living bullet that has a gun that also shoots bullets. Now, kill him. Oh, look, I did it. Everybody, aren't you proud of me? Cold-blooded. Truly, you are ruthless. The next rooms will be real gunfights. Kill all the enemies in each, and the doors will open. I'll meet you a few rooms ahead. Now go. Like, this is a great example of what I was talking about. The love that's been put into the graphics. The reload animation for this thing is so good. Also, I really like that sound effect. Yeah, let's fling some books at him, take a little cover here. Oh. It would be better if I didn't miss most of my shots. That's going to be the real key to success. Also, let's just smash some stuff up. Yeah, kick over all these books. Who needs reading and learning? As you might imagine, most of the fights here in the tutorial are going to be pretty straightforward. Oh, let's... Nope, I was going to kick that barrel at that guy, and then I remembered you can only kick them in the cardinal directions. And so I just stood in the corner and let him blow it up at me. You made it. You know how to dodge roll, shoot, and use blanks, but there's more to learn. You need to know how to use items that don't exist in gun form, if you can imagine such a thing. This medkit, for example. It will replenish your health. You've got plenty of health right now, so don't use it yet. What? I don't know what is supposed to be conveyed by the motion of these letters. But when you think you need it, jam the space button to use it. Okay, head on through. So yeah, we have our active weapon, we have an active item, and then we will acquire a number of additional weapons that we can switch between, as well as, of course, tons of passive items, because it's a roguelite, that's how these things go. You see that thing on the other side? That's a teleporter. Whenever you find one, you can always return there as long as you aren't in combat. This is one of my favorite design decisions in the game. This is such a good idea. So we just pop the map open. No, I got it. Pop the map open, click on one of these, and you teleport to it. So if something happens that requires you to cross the whole floor, say you found a chest earlier but didn't have a key, and now you have a key, you don't have to actually walk back the entire way. You can just teleport to a teleporter that's near it, and they're pretty liberally sprinkled throughout the floor. You rarely have to run more than like 1 or 2 rooms in any direction. If you press E while standing on the portal, you'll teleport back to exactly where you were when you teleported to it. It's just a really, really nice quality of life thing. Alright, he told us to try to find ourselves a new weapon before we confront the boss of the tutorial. So you can see this stuff is currency, spent shell casings. In another nice little quality of life thing, when you clear a room, all of the currency in the room will just vacuum to you. You don't have to run over and pick it up manually, which is really nice. Oh, look at this. Look at these tough guys. Sorry, that one tough guy. I probably could have done that so that I was reloading while dodge rolling. If you have 2 or more guns, hold left control to slow time and pick the one you want. Use left control to switch guns. And hey, here we go. The AK-47, accept no substitutes. So, we have this book, the Ammonomicon, which you shoot open, because of course you do. And it has in it text on every item that you pick up. In addition, a listing of all of the guns that you have found or can find, all of the items, all of the enemies and all of the bosses. I really like this. Like, one of my least favorite things in roguelites is how even after you're good at the game, you have to just, like, keep what 200 different items do in your head, or you have to constantly be looking them up on a web page or something. Like, it's nice that it's just in the game. You don't know what something does until you pick it up, and then you do know what it does forever. It's really nice. Oh, but the whole reason I picked up the ammo now, or opened this up was that we could read the description of our new items, which we'll be doing a lot, because I really like the writing. The AK-47 is, in many ways, the gun against which all other guns are judged. This affordable and reliable piece of hardware has proven itself in nearly any terrain or situation. Desert, jungle, snow, and dungeon were all accounted for in its timeless design. It can even fire underwater. We also, of course, have our pea shooter. It is incredibly weak. And the medkit. Medkits provide substantial healing when used. Contains a small piece of fairy. Seeking a place that would provide a near constant flow of the desperate and injured, Medicine San Diplome recognized the Gungeon as the perfect place to found their practice. So obviously this is a reference to Médecins Sans Frontières, which is Doctors Without Borders, of course, a French organization with a French name. I'm not 100% sure what we're supposed to be getting out of this, especially considering that it's missing vowels and stuff. That joke is probably pretty funny if you speak French. Alright, we have one more direction we can go in here. We've found our better gun, but like I said, there's a secret in the tutorial that I wanted to find, and I know that it is over here. I'm pretty sure. Yes, indeed it is. Alright, so what you see there, that cracked wall, is the way to a secret room. If we just use a blank near it, it'll pop open. And inside we'll find, hey, look at that, wonderful, a corpse. And also some stuff. So we discovered an old knight's shield, and our gun has become a pea cannon. Okay, this is cool. So there was some of this in the base game, but part of the expansion is that they added a ton of these synergies between items. Items that change the way other items behave. So you can see when we select the pea shooter here, it has a notification on it that the shield is improving its function in some way. Or rather that it improves the function of the shield in some way, and vice versa. So the shield of Sir Manuel, heavy with experience, emblazoned with his house sigil, the cup of knowledge. There's a diagram on the back illustrating how to strap on a shield and examples of when to raise it. Remarkably free of wear. And then also we have his helmet, which has synergized with the shield to give us what I assume this will block projectiles. Let's have a look at our old knight's helm as well. A sturdy, if modest, helmet, once worn by a knight with an unusually large head. Yeah, I'd say that seems like a fair description of Sir Manuel. So it has upgraded our gun into a pea cannon. Oh, I like that a lot, actually. Explosions are really, really valuable in this game. It is almost always the case that explosions will destroy bullets. So if you shoot an enemy with an explosive weapon, you'll block a lot of their shots. Speak with me when you are ready for your final challenge. Are you ready to put all you have learned to the test? Yeah, extremely. Then, face me in single combat. Okay, something tells me this is going to be pretty easy. Oh, apparently we can't hit him yet. Okay, there we go. It's not super accurate. But yeah, you can see here, when we hit him with the explosives, it destroys the bullets he's shooting. Alright, pretty straightforward. Wow, that's a lot of money. Hegemony credits, accepted galaxy-wide. You know, hegemony. Wait, that shield! You found my shield! Which means you know my terrible secret. What, that you're dead? That's pretty obvious from the beginning, actually. It's true! I never conquered the Gungeon! I'm no longer sure this even is the Gungeon! How humiliating! It's all that bastard's fault. Whose fault? That snake Blockner. We were supposed to be partners. But shortly after we arrived, I was shot in the back. When I awoke, I was trapped in some kind of chest. I called out for help, but no one came. I'm sure it was him who shot me. I think he wanted the gun for himself, but he must not have made it. How do you know he didn't make it? Because if Blockner had changed the past, he would never have come to the Gungeon, and neither would I. But I'm still here, so he must have left. Or maybe he's stuck in the Gungeon too. Would serve the bastard right. If you find him, tell him Manny says hi, if you know what I mean. Do you want me to kill him? Hey now, nobody said anything about killing. But yes, please do that. Anyway, I have nothing left to teach you. Good luck with the Gungeon and your past. Alright, so that's the game. That's pretty much the thing that it is. We're gonna dodge, roll around, and blow stuff up, and have compelling gunfights, and break a lot of stuff. Just a lot of things will break. So here we are in the Breach. This serves as the hub world. If you try to go into the Gungeon without going into the tutorial, these guys stop you and tell you to go do the tutorial. But now that we've done it, we are ready to enter the Gungeon. Hey, that's the name of the game. Alright, let's have at it. So I don't intend for this to be a super long series. This isn't going to be like me showing you everything that's in this roguelite. And probably we're going to skip around. I'll do some runs off camera and earn stuff and then come back. Mostly what I want to do here is just show you why I think this game is so cool. A shrine to an old gunslinger. There's an inscription. Kill your past. You've already damned your future. The rest is worn away. Alright, so we start each run with the character's starting items. Each character has different starting items. And then by doing the tutorial, we've unlocked a couple of things. We unlocked the helmet and the shield that we found, as well as the pea shooter. What this means, has joined the shootout, is that now we can find this in our dungeon runs. You can see there are a ton of different guns in this game, some of which are available to find at the start. Anything that has like a grayscale image here is something that we could find, but we've never found. These guns up here at the start are the different characters' starting weapons. Then there's a bunch of other things that are just question marks. These are guns we can't even find yet. We have to unlock them in some way, in the same way that we unlocked the pea shooter by doing the tutorial. So that's what the hegemony credits are for. We'll use those to buy access to new items, and then there are other items that have to be unlocked by doing specific things in the dungeon. So the game, of course, is run-based. It's a roguelite. Oh, you know what? The whole reason I went into the Ammonomicon was I was going to show you our items here. So every character starts with a semi-automatic pistol with infinite ammo. You can reveal the presence of secret walls by shooting them with most guns, but the starting weapons won't do that. You still have to use a blank to actually break them open, but you can figure out where they are by shooting walls with most guns. The Marine Sidearm was brought to the Gungeon by a low-ranking Primardyne soldier. Though this gun appears sturdy, it has been known to fail when it is most needed. Our active item here just calls it an ammo crate, which will refill the ammo for our current weapon. It's a one-time use item. And finally, we have this passive item, which is our military training. Hold facing enemy. Memories of your years in training. Better reload speeds and weapon accuracy. So most weapons have some amount of spread when they fire. You know, they're not perfectly going toward the crosshair. And this item just reduces that. Alright, let's have some fights. Break some stuff. Now these like items in the environment, things like globes and pots, they do block a single bullet. So you can use them as temporary cover, and you also have to be careful about shooting enemies who are behind them. But for the most part, you know, it's just cosmetic stuff that all breaks apart as you fight in the rooms. Alright, let's have a look around. So a lot of my knowledge, like I played the game a lot. I think I 100%ed it. But I haven't played the game in probably like 18 months, and also there's a bunch of new stuff with the expansion. So all of my knowledge of mechanics is slightly outdated. I may say some things that are no longer correct, forgive me if that's the case. So we've encountered here a blue chest. There are 2 chest rooms on each floor. We're not going to open this just yet. I want to find the other one. We only have 1 key, so it'll be a little bit cautious about what we spend it on. You can see here, spell books. Get it? I just ran right into that barrel while I was firing. But get it? They're spell books. They spell at you. Okay, we are going to do our best not to blow ourselves up any more times in the future. So one other bonus for being the Marine is that you start with a point of armor, which is represented by his helmet. You can see we have now blown our helmet off by taking damage. Armor does pretty much what you would expect. It just absorbs a hit for you, so that you don't lose any health. But armor also fires a blank, a free blank, when you lose it. So that's why there was that extremely dramatic effect. It's because that was both me getting blown up and a blank being fired. Yeah, you can see there's all kinds of garbage in here that we can break. There's this chandelier, which is controlled by that switch. You can drop on stuff. There's actually a lot of options that you have in these gunfights, in addition to just shooting the heck out of the enemies. Oh, there's something else up there. I thought we were alone. Obviously, it would be cool to find a better gun. The starting guns are not fantastic. Oh, hey, free chest. And this one's not even locked. Table Tech Money. This is a passive item. This ancient technique produces money whenever a table is flipped, and flips all unflipped tables in the room. Chapter 5 of the Tabla Sutra. A poor man sells tables. A rich man buys tables. The wise man flips tables, and cares not for mundane possessions of the physical world. In this way, he becomes truly wealthy. For real, though, we need a lot of possessions. So we're just going to kick over the tables. And, okay, some of them have a small amount of money in them. This is not a great item, but it's hard to be mad about getting a thing for free that is going to result in us having additional money. Yeah, blowing stuff up. Probably make sure that we're actually reloaded, though. So we need to find ourselves a better gun. I think that's priority number 1. Okay. Ooh, that's a new enemy. Okay, interesting. So they like, create a line of explosions. So you can see there are shotgun shells that fire shotguns at us, and there's a couple different qualities of most different enemies. The red shotgun shells just fire one wave, the blue shotgun shells fire more. I almost got murdered by a ghost with a machine gun there. I'm not sure why the ghost has a machine gun. There might be a joke there that I'm not getting. Most things in this game are some kind of pun or reference to another media property. I'm sure, actually, the description in the Ammonomicon may shed some light. Let's pop over to the enemies area. So, of course, you have your standard bulletkin, the most common gun dead. These sentient shells were brought to life hundreds of years ago when the great bullet struck and formed the Gungeon. They are simple creatures, but vigilant and loyal. Bandana bulletkin with their Uzis fearlessly charge their targets, spraying bullets from their machine pistols with reckless abandon. Some theorize that the bandanas represent the rudiments of gun-dead culture. That said, there is little evidence beyond the occasional pair of sunglasses. The red shotgun kin are the beefiest and most durable of the shotgun dead. In bullet society, shotgun kin often serve as enforcers to their smaller brethren. And you can see there's descriptions like this for all of the enemies. We're not going to sit here and read them all. But I am curious about these guys. Hollow points. Okay, that's funny. Able to dematerialize and rematerialize at will, these spirits still cling to the combat they knew in life. When a bulletkin dies, they are sent to the Hollow. These spent shells occasionally return to their original chamber, empowered with ghostly abilities. Okay, so not really a lot of insight on why they would be carrying machine guns, but still, Hollow point is pretty funny for a ghost bullet fan. Birds are a real pain. Wow, I'm not hitting with any of these bullets. This gun is, even with our accuracy boost, this gun is just not accurate enough for combat at that range. Alright, got our armor back. Oh hey, the shop. So every floor has two item rooms, 2 chest rooms, and also a shop. Hey guy, watch out for all the bullets. Yeah, thank you, that's good advice. So we're probably going to buy this key. What do we have here? A ring of mimic friendship. Well, that kind of spoils the fact that there are mimics in this game. Some chests are not what they appear. I think let's not buy anything just yet. I want to have more information before I go making any resource decisions. Okay, this is a curious room. Very unusual. No enemies. A big, obvious, cryptic fireplace in the middle. That is part of a secret. I'm not going to spoil that in this video. Just in case anybody's using this to make their purchasing decisions and doesn't want to get spoiled. Oh yeah! I gotta remember to flip tables. I totally kicked that table over just because it's fun to kick tables over. But yeah, we gotta flip over the tables in every room so that we can potentially get paid here. That was a little closer than I would have liked it to be. Tables give you a good place to duck behind and reload. Oh, that's right. They also added a thing now in the expansion where you can, like, slide over the tables by rolling toward them, I think. We should try that next time we see one. I don't know that I think that that's very useful, but to be honest, I don't really flip the tables and use them as cover that often either. You can solve most of your problems by dodge rolling. Really, the game is about rolling. Sorry, it's about shooting and then about rolling. Man, life as a sentient grenade. That seems terrible. Ooh, a green chest. You know what? This we will probably open. So the game uses a kind of unusual color grading system, and when I say unusual, what I mean is that there are green things and there are blue things, and green things are better than blue. It's just like, that's not the way that works. Come on now. But we're very likely to open that. In fact, you know what? I was saving my key here because of the secret, but we're not going to do the secret. So let's just go ahead and pop this open. We've acquired a Jolter, .95 caliber. That's a pretty large round. Originally built to kill thick-skinned space mutants, the Jolter fires unreasonably large shells. Okay. Sounds good to me. Wait, is this where I want to be? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I was going this way. Oh, right. Table flipping. It's just free money. Sometimes. Alright, we have our first boss coming up here. Do I want to do anything before we fight the boss? You know what? Let's go buy that key. I'm not going to bother with the Ring of Mimic Friendship. I think we'll save our money for cooler stuff. Let's buy this key, open up this chest, see if it's anything relevant. It is a melted rock. Resonates with gun-dead corpses, causing them to explode. The rock is a testament to one poor soul whose agony was so great that it still echoes in the bodies of the freshly deceased. Huh. That might be a reference to a thing that I'm not getting. Do I want to keep my ammo drop? This is not super valuable. I don't necessarily think that this melted rock is very good either, but it's got to be better than an ammo drop. Ah, and a huge nest with a Gatling gun in it. That's ominous. I actually really love the boss designs in this game. Both the mechanical actual fight design and also this kind of stuff. Gatling Gull, the Rapid Fire Raptor. I love this game. Alright, let's try this Jolter out. Yeah, those are fairly large bullets. Oh yeah, this thing's damage is okay. Not super accurate, but you don't really need to be when you're firing large enough bullets. Oh man, is there a control for that chandelier? I hit it too slowly. I wanted to be the cool guy, do the fancy thing. Uh-oh. Oh hey, look at that, I slid over the table. That actually totally did save us from taking damage. You can probably slide over the table and then immediately hit E to flip it to use as cover. As you can see, first level boss is not terribly difficult. I think Gatling Gull is probably the easiest of them too. So we unlocked an item by flawlessing the first boss. Man, we just have a ton of armor. And hey Gatling Gull, you okay in there? You need help, buddy? Yeah, he's probably fine wherever he is. So we've acquired for ourselves a Master Round. You get this by defeating the boss of the first chamber flawlessly without getting hit. This rare artifact indicates mastery of the first chamber. Apocryphal texts recovered from cultists of the Order indicate that the gun and the bullet are linked somehow. Obviously, gun with a capital G refers to the gun that can kill the past, and the bullet is the bullet that created the Gungeon. There's a lot of mystical stuff going on here that is not well understood. The game actually really, if you want to read all the text, it actually does a really good job of filling you in on what exactly happened and the weird mystical nature of everything that's going on. It's remarkably internally consistent for a game that's about such a silly idea. Also, we got ourselves the Heck Blaster. This is Earthworm Jim's gun. This is actually one of my favorite guns in the game. This is really, really good. Extremely rapid fire. Used by a Wiggly hero in the early days of the Gungeon. And I do love me some Earthworm Jim. Although I have no idea if those games still hold up, because I haven't played one of them in many decades at this point. Alright, was there anything else we needed to do? We opened all the chests. You know what we could do? Let's just real quick go looking for secret rooms. So if you shoot at a wall that has a secret room behind it, it will crack in a very obvious way. You have to shoot at it with a gun that is not your default gun. There are a couple of types of rooms that more commonly have the secret room attached to them, or at least used to, back when I played this a lot. It was the treasure rooms, the final room here, and then somewhat frequently the shop. The guy here will get real mad at you if you fire while you are in the shop, but we can launch a blank. Okay. No such luck. I guess we're just not getting anything. Well, we'll find the secret room on some future floor. I believe every floor has one secret room somewhere. I think enemy bullets can reveal the cracks in the wall as well. So a lot of the time you'll find it by just, having gunfights. Alright, down here, Chamber 2, the Gungeon proper. And of course, they're chambers, because guns, and the hub area is called the Breach. They're really committed to this thing they're doing here. So these guys are rubber bullets. They don't actually do any damage, but they will push you really hard if they hit you, which can be dangerous in a room like this, which is mostly pits. You know what, out of curiosity. This looks suspicious to me. Is that, hold on, is that cracks or just bullet holes? No, that's definitely bullet holes, because we can see there's another room on the other side of that wall. Alright, yeah, I like this bullet, or I like this gun. I don't know, maybe mostly for nostalgia. I don't know if it's actually, like, super good, but man, it does the job quickly, right? It's also burning through ammo at an incredible rate. Oh, hey, a key guy. So that guy is going to run from us, and he's going to just disappear if we don't kill him quickly. But if you do kill him, you get a key out of it. As you can see, this thing carries all 999 of its ammo in a single magazine here. So you can really just keep letting them have it forever. Ooh, okay. So these shotgun guys are subtly... Oh, I just rolled directly into that. The game gave me so much armor and health, and I'm just going to squander it all slowly over the course of the run. Those shotgun guys were subtly different. I don't know if you could tell. Their coloration was just a little bit different. Those were veteran shotgun kin. A couple of the different enemy types have veteran versions, and the only real difference between them is that veteran enemies will lead you if you're running while they're shooting at you, which can certainly catch you off guard the first couple of times. Alright, those enemies are annoying more than dangerous. And over here we have a corridor that can only be accessed from the other side, so we're gonna have to find our way around. Yeah, we're almost through the ammo for this gun already. A little over halfway. There are ammo drops, and ammo drops are more likely to spawn at the end of a room if you're using a weapon that isn't your starting weapon. So I think a lot of people get nervous about running out of ammo, and so they want to, you get that too good to use syndrome, and you want to use your default infinite ammo gun all the time. But it's really not necessary. Ammo's not that rare. You'll pick up a lot of guns. You usually can afford to use better weapons, and you'll find the game more enjoyable if you do. What is this? The Crown of Guns. Well, I definitely want to pick that up. Over here we have the Prime Primer. This is part of a long quest, part of an optional goal here that we will work on at some point. Right now, let's try out this Crown of Guns. This seems cool. That's actually just a crown of guns sitting on top of my head. Fires rapidly in all directions. Okay, I think we can probably stick with our Heck Blaster for now. Now, you know what? Let's try the thing out. Oh. Okay. Kinda blew myself up there. I was not careful enough when destroying that dynamite enemy. So yeah, you can see ammo drops are not terribly uncommon. Just refill our Heck Blaster. And when you pick up ammo while holding a gun, it completely refills that gun's ammo no matter how much was missing. So weapons that have really large ammo pools like this actually can help you stretch your ammo boxes. Guys over here casting spells at us. They come from the Magic Koopa school of spellcasting. Alright, blue. Oh, wait. Did that crack? That's totally cracking. Alright, well, we got our blank back and also an ammo box. If we just leave this here, it will go away. Honestly, I'd rather have the 150 Heck Blaster bullets back. And we'll save our key for the moment. There may be things that would be better to use it on. Some rooms are filled with clever traps, like these ones that will stab you if you stand on them for an extended period of time. Yeah, this is a good gun. It's not just nostalgia. There's some nostalgia involved, I'm not going to deny that. I was a little afraid those bullets were going to destroy the chest. Ooh, hey, look at that. And a gun. It's a flare gun. I'm going to tell you right now, I remember the flare gun. I do not like this gun very much. It sets targets aflame, Unfortunately, deep in the Gungeon, no one will see this flare but you, and whoever you fire it at. Yeah, it sets enemies on fire, which is cool, but it really doesn't do that much damage, and look at the reload time, it only has the one shot before you have to reload. It's just not a very good weapon. That's okay there, though. There are things you can do with guns that you don't intend to use. See that, these guys with the eye patches, these are veteran bullets. Like I said, they lead me a little bit, and also, I'm just kind of playing terribly. I've gotten hit like 4 times already this floor. This is not how you win your run. I used to be good at video games. Once, long ago. I wonder if I could go into the Gungeon and get the gun and kill my skill? Kill my waning skill? Listen, you're already shooting abstractions with it. Why not? Ow. I just ran directly into that bullet. Listen, it's okay. We have lots and lots of health. Also, the game is just showering me with armor. I kind of wonder if it's maybe in easy mode. I know that some roguelites start you on a pretty easy difficulty and ramp things up over time. So it could be that I'm used to the game just being harder because I had more stuff unlocked for most of the time that I was playing. Okay, this is a gun muncher. Let's just back away slowly for the moment here. What a mysterious route. Gee, I wonder what this could be about. So we can put 2 guns into that gun muncher and get out another gun. Let's finish exploring the floor before we do that. Oh, and we've discovered a green chest. I definitely want to open this. Charm horn, the call of duty. When blown, this horn will call those nearby to aid you. There are strange inconsistencies in the behavior of the gundead. Originally thought to be heartless killing machines, they have been known to capture certain invaders for unknown purposes. Furthermore, evidence of a crude religion has been discovered. Perhaps one day they could be reasoned with? Yeah, maybe, or we could just magically take over their brains. I think I'm gonna leave the melted rock. Let's take this horn with us. This seems useful. And I suppose I ought to open this. I don't know for sure that I'll ever need to use that hallway, but why not? Well, we certainly don't have the giant key that fits into this huge, weird lock. This huge, very awkward, kind of making me uncomfortable lock. Alright, looks like the boss is the only place left to go. So, again, this is the case with every boss. If we manage to beat this boss without getting hit at all, we'll get another master round. I guess I didn't explicitly say what the master round did. The ammo conda. We might get hit here. The master round gave us another heart container. You can see in the upper left there. I actually can't think about directions. Had to pop a blank while also playing the game. Listen, video games are hard. Talking also, speaking intelligently, also hard. I'm gonna get hit. That was not a good blank. So yeah, this guy he really shoots a lot of bullets, and then also there's some, snaky stuff that goes on here. He's eating those little things on the ground, those little power pellets. You can destroy them, but it takes a lot of shooting to do so. And then, in my experience, it's usually better to just focus on the boss. I'm getting hit a ton here. And we're just about out of ammo. That's okay, this gun has done some fine work. This thing is relentless. It's not actually chasing me, by the way. That's not a thing it does. Hold on, we can switch guns here. This is not the gun I wanted. How about this guy? Yeah, it's not actually chasing me, it's just I happen to be in its path. Holy crap, am I gonna die on the second floor? I mean, that would at least give us a long way to climb. But yeah, you can see, we started with 3 heart containers. The hearts, of course, made out of bullets, as is everything, right? And we've discovered a cell key. Gee, what could it unlock? I wonder. We've also found a shell that fires shotguns. That, when they hit stuff, also fires shell. That's pretty good. This might be a good weapon. Alright, let's pop back over there and use that cell key. Boy, that lock sure seemed to enjoy that process. Oh, finally! I knew it would be a while before someone came down here, but seriously? It's been forever. Anyway, we should get back to the shop. It's been closed for way too long. you should come by. We're on the top level of the breach. Can't miss it. So we'll unlock NPCs to go back to the breach and give us new capabilities and stuff over time. All right, let's hit the gun muncher before we leave the floor. So we're going to put our 2 worst guns into here. The gun muncher gives you a gun that is based on the quality of the guns you give it, so I guess there's some argument to be made... Hold on, let's not give him this. This might be cool. There's some argument to be made that you should give it the best gun you can afford to part with. I don't think this Crown of Guns is particularly great, as cool as it is. And then I'm also going to give him the flare gun. Look how happy he is to have a meal. I feel like we're doing a good thing here. Your guns have been digested. Enjoy your new gun. The lowercase r. Alphabetical. Yeah, this one, when you fire it, it does this. Not actually a spectacular gun. But hey, it has a lot of ammunition. You sure can shoot things a large number of times with it. Okay, so I didn't actually open this, because I was worried about our keys, but we have a key here. Ooh. The Luxan Canon. Omnichrome. Rapid fire with a big finale. This tricky prism requires guile to wield, but with the right lens, fires shreds of solidified light that slice enemies in their path, falsely rumored to have natural healing abilities. Also, the letter R looks like a gun. It is rare, but not unheard of for abstract concepts to take gun form when discussed near the Gungeon. It's true, the letter R does sort of look like a gun. I find this game's whole shtick to be very amusing. So, you may notice, the last shot of the magazine with this gun has an unusual appearance. There's a number of guns that work like this, so I'll just go ahead and burn this here. Fire the whole thing. The last shot actually fires the tip of the gun, and then it reforms when we reload. So there are, like I said, there are a number of guns that do this. I find these kind of difficult to use because I have a reflex from playing years and years of shooters to just like constantly reload, right? But you want to actually run the magazine all the way out with these weapons. Ooh, whoa, what is that thing? That's... okay. Alright, I can deal with that, and then the web slows you. It's like an orb weaver spider. I could see those being dangerous if you encounter them in a room that has a lot of other enemies in it. That's probably why they introduced them to you solo. That was a pretty well-timed teleport on his part. I spend all this effort trying to line up the last shot of the clip, and he just has at it. And by the way, I'm going to say magazine and clip and all kinds of gun terminology, and I don't know the difference between a magazine and a clip. I don't know when I'm saying the wrong thing, and if you yell at me in the comments, I will be sad, and I probably still won't learn. So save your breath. It's okay to tell people when they're wrong. That is not, in my experience, how things usually happen on the internet. It's not usually telling. Okay, there you go. See? Like I said, like I think I said, you can use explosive enemies against other enemies if you're just careful about it. Ooh, I like knocking these things over, these barrels full of metal rods. I don't even know what those are there for. Probably that is some kind of thing that is used in smelting. Maybe that's how the metal for smelting is transported places. I guess that could make some sense. Wow, I am getting hit by all kinds of stuff. So hey, the gun dead discovered how to use minecarts. Oh, you see this guy. This guy is known as, the condition he is in there is known as being jammed. I think this wizard was making him jammed. Jammed enemies deal a lot more damage. I think they deal a full heart of damage instead of a half, the way most enemies do. And then they have considerably increased health as well. Usually, you don't see jammed enemies unless you pick up cursed items. But apparently that type of caster can make an enemy temporarily jammed. You know what? Let's hold off on this. A green chest is likely to be the highest quality of chest we find, but let's make sure before we spend what might be our last key of the level. Oh, look at that guy. Alright, well, He had enough health to survive all the bullets, but I did just push him off that ledge. That works. Yeah, sure, I'll take some health. You know what? We could use some ammo. We haven't seen any in a while. Like I said, you usually pick up either ammo or guns fast enough that you can afford to just keep using stuff that isn't your infinite ammo weapon. But it's better to find more bullets than it is to find more guns, generally. And we are definitely doing a more guns kind of run here. Oh, we gotta find that caster. Yeah, we don't want to step in the pool of poison. I'm sure that's not a big surprise to anybody. Oh, no. Okay, everything's fine. I'm actually very pleased that I finished that room without getting hit. Turns out I still have at least some of it. Oh, I forgot about our table tech thing. I mean, it's a pretty small amount of money. It probably hasn't made any difference yet, but, like, obviously, you should play well when you have the opportunity to do so. Also, we've managed to run this gun out of ammo as well. Well, let's switch over to this thing. I'm curious to see it in action. So yeah, the shotguns fire even when you hit enemies with the guns, not just when you hit walls. This seems alright. It's probably not that good for fighting single large enemies, like, you know, bosses, but pretty good for room clearing. I reload. These guys look like rubber bullets, but they are in fact taser rounds, and they will totally kill you. Speaking of getting killed, oh, you know what? I'm not using my my charm horn at all. Listen, if you've ever seen me play a game before, you know I am forgetful. It is hard to hold all of my options in my mind at the same time. There's got to be one more treasure chest room on the floor somewhere. So this guy is buffing these shotgun kin. I was hoping I could just dodge roll past him. He's adding a bunch of health to them, mostly. We could just disrupt the casting by shooting him, but he ran himself into a pretty well-protected position there. Let's just take some cover for a second here. This is the kind of room where I could have used a table. Or, you know, my charm horn. Alright, so the other chest is just blue quality. Let's go ahead and pop this open then. What is this? Drum clip. One size fits all. Increased magazine capacity for all guns. Yep, that sure is a larger magazine. Okay. And then we still might get a hold of a key to open this up. But yeah, part of what I like about the game is, first of all, the fact that you can't just use the same gun the whole way through. Like, you may find more ammo than we are finding here on a run, but you will generally have to vary up your weapon usage. And I think that adds a real variety to the experience, as well as getting you using some of the weirder guns. There are some guns that don't seem like they would be great on first blush, that turn out to be really cool once you get the hang of using them. The game kind of helps walk you into using them by limiting your options for using your favorite gun infinitely. What do we got here? We have a key. We probably need to buy that health. We have the Phoenix, which is a fiery type gun. The Chaos Amulet, which is really expensive. So screw that. I think we'll just save our money from here. We could spend 42 casings and get ourselves an awful lot of ammo for one of the guns we like. I'm just going to keep using the shell for now. I'll be honest with you. I don't have super high hopes. Ooh, okay. This is another one of those mysterious rooms. Gee, what could it be for? Yeah, I think let's go open this blue chest with our new key. Ooh, the Crest Faller. I think I remember this one being good. Freezes enemies. This unique weapon was brought to the Gungeon by a disgraced warrior who discarded it when he gave up. The projectiles it fires are extremely low energy, delivering a cold and highly depressing death. So yeah, there's a lot of stories in the game about people who came to the Gungeon to find the gun, but because the Gungeon's constantly changing shape and stuff, they couldn't get it, and eventually they gave up, and now they're just stuck here forever. Apparently there's no way out. So let's, real quick, do a little searching for the secret room here. I should probably check the other treasure chest room as well. Okay, no such luck. Alright, let's go fight a boss. What do we want to use? The Crest Faller might be good. We'll see how quickly it freezes people. And what have we here? Oh, this guy. Guns in the Deep. The Cannonball Rog. Okay, so you can see he's turning blue, and you don't... If you haven't played the game before, you don't know this is happening, but he is actually shooting considerably slower than he usually does. Usually this attack is a lot denser. So thank you, Crest Faller. Really not doing a ton of damage, though. Alright, you gotta remember, we have blanks. I am not just going to get hit. I'm going to blank if a bullet comes near me. So he's got this bouncing ammunition. Alright, I think we handled that okay. So yeah, you can see the attack is normally a little bit denser. I just completely failed that roll, and also didn't press the blank button. Every part of that was bad. Alright. This is easy. Everything's gonna be fine. He really needs to stop doing that, and I completely failed to press the dodge button. I was waiting for the reload to finish so I could start shooting. Well, you know, I guess this is an okay place to end the first episode, so you can see all of the stuff you died with. We got 185 kills. You know, making it back to floor 3, my first time playing the game in a super long time. I don't feel too bad about that. The past still haunts you. And yet, here we are. We wake up again in the breach. It turns out, in the Gungeon, nobody really dies. Oh, I didn't wake up again in the breach because I hit retry. Back to the breach with us. So there's a couple of more things we can show off here before we end the episode. First of all, you can see there's some new objects. As you unlock more stuff in the Gungeon, the breach fills in over time. And we saved some people down there in the dungeon. Let's go visit them. Greetings. Hey, thanks for getting us out of that cell. This is the Gungeon Acquisitions Department. You can donate hegemony credits, and we'll order new guns and items for the collection. It can be hard to come by here in the Gungeon, but since the H-Mon took over, that's all anyone on the outside uses. Collection? Yeah, the Gungeon is like a reliquary or some kind of museum, only for guns. So we're collecting all the best ones, and then throwing them downstairs. Luckily, the H-Mon has to put rebels down pretty regularly, so we've got a constant supply of new equipment. They'll sell us anything. Once they're ordered, you can find the new stuff down in the chambers. So order whatever you want. If you've ordered everything we have listed, just come back later. That's it. Thank you for the assistance. The acquisitions department is once again operational. So yeah, we can unlock stuff to have it appear in the Gungeon. What do we got here? I mean, we have a ton of money. We should probably just get all this stuff, right? So, Thompson submachine gun, some kind of heart thing. I should probably actually read the text. A gamma ray gun. Okay, a heart bottle. A hegemony carbine. Some rocket-powered bullets. That sounds pretty cool. And a rocket-propelled grenade launcher. All stuff I would be happy to find down there. Alright, well, I think that is going to be it for this run. Come back down here. I'll show off all the different characters and their starting stuff, and then I don't know exactly where the series will go from there. If there are any kinds of things you would like to see, if you have any particular hopes for the series, feel free to leave that stuff in the comments below. And like I said, game is $7.50 right now on Steam. There's a ton of content. It is super fun. I think it's extremely worth your money. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time for more ridiculous, high-concept Gungeon action, and we'll see you then.